Hey, hey, hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, so happy to welcome you here, dear Indira. Welcome in this place, space, when we are sharing openly and exploring. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. Thank you for your openness and curiosity.
I love your after all this happened, which didn't happen. But anyways, I love seeing you and Lubo. There's
Mm.
just such an openness and lightness and full on, there's just no words. It's just very attractive to me. Um, and like I've mentioned to you, I watch your interviews,
Mhm.
but it's just for grounding, just to ground, not to, it's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yes, yes,
Something like a reminder.
yes. I like how you say that. Yes, a reminder.
Yeah, like I shared, lately there is no energy, not so much energy like it was before, but probably slowly it will start coming back. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. There is this curiosity also and willingness to explore what is happening after the initial shift. But now we will explore, we will take a look at what happened with the character Indira. What brought you to this path, let's say path or way? We both met in, oh no, you came at one of our meetings and this is how it started, right?
I
How do
actually,
how do
because
you land in Liberation Unleashed first? Let's start from there.
okay,
What brought you there?
a friend of mine, that is on this path, and I can remember telling him, like, there was like this, I want to know who I am. I want to know who I am. And he apparently had his awakening, um, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years. Uh, and I just remember the feeling of just, there was like biting at the bit. I just wanted to know.
Mm.
And I remember he kept saying, it's you, it's you. And I thought, okay. He said, I'm not going to answer any more questions. He said, check out LU and just check out LU and get all your questions answered there. So right away, like,
Mm.
right away, there was just an earnest of, there was right away, I contacted LU and filled out the information and waited for a guide. And then I saw your email with Lubo, you and Lubo. And well, during the time of waiting, I got this book. I read through it. It was, and then finally getting a guide, which was you, really started to, the pop came up because I just couldn't, I didn't want to wait for a guide.
Yes,
Just
yes,
feel,
yeah.
read, answer
Just
the.
just to say for those who are watching, I will list the book as well, but this is Ilona Ciunaite's book, Liberation Unleashed.
I just started inquiring. She would ask them, and I would start to inquire and inquire, and and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh. And then when you started giving me those questions, like, in this experience, I can't speak for anyone else, and I don't want to call it awakening, liberation, or enlightenment. It's
Mm.
more, I like to call it seeing through.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what liberation means or enlightenment. And so each question that was presented, in answering it, it wasn't answering with the mind. It was just feeling through the question
Mm.
And it was like, oh my goodness. Like, do you feel that? Like it was just like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it was
Something like it has always been here.
always been here. And
Mm.
it was so simple. And I spoke to that other friend again, and he said, "Oh, you're done." It was 2 weeks of doing the inquiry, and I was able to see, but there was something here that felt that needed more questions and more.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah, this is like as if there is this urge to, oh no, no, don't stop here. Go for it. Let's give me some more. I remember that you asking, give me some more.
It's trust. It's
Yeah.
trusting, and so I'd get up. There's getting up early. There would be getting up early, 3 in the morning, and there was just like I wanted to go straight. The first thing I wanted to do was answer those questions, because each time I did, it brought me back to this, and it brought me back to clarity, and it was like there was like this relaxation,
Mhm.
and the one about responsibility, right away there was like a fear, like uh-oh, and but then something inside, just this trust. Well, let's feel into this inquiry,
Mm.
and there is no one doing, and then no one doing anything, and there was like this relaxation. Yes, there is, paying bills. Yes, there's getting up. Yes, there's brushing teeth and uh, doing taxes. That happens.
Mm.
But as far as watching this body, it and it's interesting in watching the body, and everything it does, there's a label. So there was more clarity on everything that this body did.
Mhm.
There was a thought behind all of it, and it was like, wow.
So we can throw away that expectation that thoughts suddenly they stop.
Yes.
What's happening with thoughts? Can you share from experience? So there
There.
is a clear seeing that Indira is not anywhere to be found as a thing, as something real, concrete, solid. And there is this experience happening all the time.
Yes.
And
uh,
what's happening with thoughts? I'm curious from your
uh,
own experience.
and they appear, and then they disappear. um, there's thoughts of Indira
Mm-hmm.
and her assumptions, and that comes up from time to time, but it's seen through very quickly. For example, today there were thoughts like the thoughts that came up. There's an energy. They feel real, but once seeing through it, um, so the thought was, "How are you going to do this interview? Nothing to talk about.
As
You
if,
can't talk about this."
yeah, as if you are doing this interview.
Exactly. And then I was able to see through it, and there were just thoughts carrying, caring
Totally,
and sharing.
totally.
There was a, and so there was a letting go very quickly, and then just back to this, which is always here, just a relaxation.
Yeah, back
Uh,
to beingness.
oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and what did you notice? What kind of changes do you notice?
There
Let's
were
say in daily life. What?
everything's the same. Um, excuse me. Everything is the same. Perspective has changed. There is this there's this feeling of wholeness, which was always here, this feeling of safety.
Hmm.
I guess calling it emptiness. Uh, and there's this feeling of being home everywhere I go. There's like I don't know if it's a falling in love stage. I don't even know, but it's just, and more, yes, there's a lot of curiosity. Do you
Mm,
know, like I was
yeah.
going to, involved with the 12-step group for like 20 years. And after this was seen, there was just watching, the body just wanted to go to a meeting, and but there was no one going to get anything. See, prior to this, there was an Indira trying to get serenity, trying to get peace.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something for her here, or there was this almost addiction to it, that there can't be peace anywhere but in through the meetings for that 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And there was none of that going on.
Yeah.
None of it. It was just, I was just, wow, you know, just pure freedom. I just walked in, sat, and I just didn't feel like there was something to get or even experience, just curiosity. Just, it was, there's just no words to, it was just pure freedom. Yeah. Mm.
And
And go
how do
ahead.
you see? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You share.
No, it just, we've talked about this as far as visuals as to, you know, first it started with the trees, and now it's with everything, you know,
Yeah,
like
can
it's,
you share about that? Yeah, share. Can you share about that? What do you experiencing with the objects or the visual field?
they're not trees that I'm steering. It's just, it's everything is like right here, you know, the pillows, the couches are just right here. Um, there's shapes and colors, and there's a tree outside my window. I love staring at it because it's not the labeled tree. It's just, the more I look at it, the more I feel like I'm going inside of it. It's like it's getting wider and wider.
Yeah.
But you know, that's that's just experience.
Is it something which um okay, is there some kind of a fear or something there? Or it's just curiosity?
Curiosity,
Mm.
funness, and playfulness. Yeah. Relationships. Are there any relationships? That's another question that's coming up.
Mm.
My brothers, just not feeling the need to. Now, the character always knew this. No need to back in the past to control or fix them. There was a teaching of that, a
Mhm.
practicing of that already. But just even with emails or texts, there's just no need to just let them be. Um, there is a freedom also with work.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
How do you experience, what is the experience of now of work, of meeting? Yeah, we can share your work. It's not a secret, right?
no, well, there's just as a, I mean, it's what this body does, not who I am as a,
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
flight attendant. That's not, definitely not who I am. But there was a time of hating to be around people, and the narratives would go off.
Mm.
You are an introvert. I would even base that on introversion and
Mm.
hating to be around people, and um, there is not even about them anymore. It's just, there's so much focus in this right now, you know, getting up, getting dressed. Yes, thoughts come up, but there's an alertness, and there's a safety and just a wholeness that I'm feeling while going to work. It doesn't matter if there's a lot of people. Now, does tiredness happen and
Mhm.
frustration happen? Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's okay. Like
that's okay.
everything's
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Was it was okay, awakening or seeing through something you expected, or it is completely something which you never expected or never
Was
thought
something,
it was possible, or it is possible in this way? What kind of expectations were there? Once that when it is seen through, there will be, let's say, an abiding peace 24/7. Or
that there was abiding peace 24/7, place to go to.
yes, yes.
It's great
Ah,
to laugh about it.
yeah.
But yes, there was abiding peace 24/7. That's so not true in this experience. I mean, yes, there is that is more of the forefront, but it's not 24/7. What was the question again?
Yeah, what is that? Is that something you expected, or it is completely different? Seeing through, awakening, or what
It
we
was
may call it.
until you started giving me the questions and I started answering and the answers started coming out, then there was this, yes, there was an expectation of some kind of, I don't know, there was I would see Eckhart Tolle, I would see, Byron Katie, I'd read their books, and there was this resonance, but wanting to be like them. So
Yeah.
that's a story, that's also just a thought, and that's not, there's no validity to it. What I realized was that it's just so ordinary and just so simple, so simple. It's just simple and natural, and there's nowhere to get to. It's right here. It's just, and that was another thing too. Reading the books on Course in Miracles and Eckhart Tolle, there was still a me, but there was a resonance right there. It's like a little.
Yeah, these words are speaking to something beyond that idea, beyond this belief of me. That's why we feel something when we read that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There was a subtleness that felt like there was a resonance, but there was still not, there wasn't a seeing at that point in time.
So how the days are flowing now? What's happening? What do you notice? Let's say that was recent, right? I don't know, but I think something like month or 2 months. 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's 2 months, something like 2 months.
Just freedom and relaxation, and there's also forgetting. I don't know. Do you
Yeah. If something is not written in the agenda, it's completely gone. It's not there. There is no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's common. That's common. Very common. And is there a feeling that this is it? And now what? How does it feel that?
That's a good question. No, just going with the flow. There was in the beginning, but just going with the flow. Just this is it, and whatever unfolds, and thoughts arise that this should be this way, or maybe this is going to happen. There's still thoughts that will do that, but they're seen, and it's just really a relief to not feel like I have to become or just believe the thoughts anymore or take them seriously. That is such a relief. And how this plays out, I really don't know. And it's okay. I don't really, it's wonderful to have connections that I can talk to about this, like yourself and maybe 2 other people. But there's just no, it's just there was a time like you asked, there was, but now there isn't. There's just more of a trust.
Yeah, and this trust, it becomes bigger in a way, like it's growing, the trust in what's here, not what the others are saying what's here, but it's really experienced.
Mm.
The trust in one's own direct experience.
Mhm. Yes.
Mm, lovely. Mm. Do you notice something happening with emotions, or more intense feeling come up? Or what else?
About a couple days ago, and I don't even remember what it was about, but yes, there was intense fear
Mm.
and resistance to feeling and sitting with it. But something inside just said, go with it. And so, yeah, I don't even remember what exactly it was, but there was a couple days ago sitting, just was so uncomfortable and just sitting with it. And also allowing there's the body wanted to cry. There was crying that was happening.
Mm. Yeah, and it
And
feels also like a relief, right?
and then there just it's more like too, there's another thing that I've been practicing is just parroting these emotions and just feeling it and just honoring them and just seeing that they just want to be seen and expressed. And there's like this pervasive, like, I guess called trust that just allowed it to happen. I don't know, for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And and then it was forgotten. But yes, intense emotions come up.
Yeah.
Oh, they come up from time to time. And that's okay. Learning how to just, not even learning, but just being okay with it and sitting with it because they just want to be seen and expressed. Before this all happened, emotions would come up and there would be no seeing, or it's somehow, there would be somehow a numbing, ignoring.
Numbing, and or also distracting with something, and now as if the distraction is not available, like it's not possible to distract in a way, as if
Yeah.
there is this, like, no, you should feel that. Not you
Yes.
should, but you're feeling that.
Yes. There was, that was behind the resistance. That's a very good way to put it.
Mm.
And so there was this
Mm.
small part of me that believed it. There was a belief in it. So then the action would just ignore it.
Mm.
But because now there's a space
Mm.
to see them.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's like, even with people, there were so much judgments, when people would act a certain way, um,
Yeah.
there was judgments. And now the other insight too is like, oh, they behind all of that, and the drama is just wanting just love.
Yeah,
Want
and
love.
also judgment can happen.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. But there was more identifying with the judgment.
Yeah.
See, that's a difference.
Yeah, makes difference.
Huge,
Yeah, totally.
huge difference. And so when they're seen as that, there's a space. And what I'm seeing is myself in them. I'm seeing, um, I see their essence, and also that there was that, you want to call it ego or just thoughts. They're
Hmm.
really, I prefer just to say thoughts, because that's what has been, that's what they all are. And just thoughts that come up.
Patterns, certain patterns then come up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm.
So it seems it's obvious that direct looking or direct pointing helped
Oh my goodness. In this
in
experience,
this experience. Yeah. So can you say something about that, about this direct
oh,
looking? Because usually folks are struggling to what direct looking means. What do you mean by not thinking but looking? How can you
um,
describe that?
so ask me a question that you can, because I can't remember. Just ask me a simple question that you asked me.
Hmm.
Tell
Okay.
you.
Was it you um, which subscribed in LU? Was it your, like, was it Indira's personal autonomous decision?
So the thoughts come in, like there's an energetic field that's just like like a resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, this there was there there was no Indira that came, but only thoughts that claimed to be her, that
Mm-hmm.
claimed to be the one wanting to see this. And just in writing that and in seeing that, all of a sudden there's space.
Yes.
There's a space which cannot be explained.
I love that. I love that you articulate it in a brilliant way. So when the question comes, there is this first initial who to talk, like to say from thoughts. Thoughts are rushing to say, of course I did. Of course I write www.liberationalist.com. I did. I put my email there. I put everything. Of course I did that. This is what thoughts are narrating. And
Absolutely.
when we drop that, when this is dropped, this is put it aside, and there is this,
Then
oh
all of a sudden, in that space, while writing or typing, oh,
yeah,
well, there's reading happening, huh, typing happening, seeing happening, and all of a sudden, I'm just back to this
Mhm.
and watching.
Yeah.
Well, there's
And
no,
so exactly, and the answer from looking looks like, no, it was no my decision. Never was an I there to decide anything. The decision happens, the impulse came, and the subscribing or signing into the forum happened, just like
and
everything
see,
else. Just like everything else.
that's the carrot right there, what you just said. Well, the
Mhm.
carrot is, no, Indira did this. She got up, she went to the computer, she did this, she did that. Well, let's look at that. That's just thought. Again, it's like if I pick up this,
Yeah.
the thought goes, she's picking up this book. But
Or you are picking up this book. Thought is
yeah,
referring back. Thought is referring back as if it's speaking to me, to this.
it's claiming ownership right away. But
Mhm.
that's what was taught for so long. This is just that mechanism that, and the other thing I was sharing this, sending a message to Angelo yesterday, and it was interesting. And I shared this with you too. It's been driving a stick shift for seemingly long time. And it's just neat to watch while there's driving happening and shifting gears, and the
Yes,
mind
totally.
sometimes go into just thoughts, and it's like, wow. Because the question was many years ago, how, this was before seeing this, it was fascinating to me that I would get from one place to the next place, um, without paying attention to what was what this was doing.
Exactly, exactly. Living in some movie here.
And so now there's just like, wow, it's interesting to see this happening, and there's like an intelligence in this body that maybe not, but just an intelligence. It feels like an intelligence in this body that just knows how to take care of itself. It's been doing it seemingly for
All the time, yeah.
5 years.
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So again, the looking, and the difference between looking and thinking is when thoughts come, to notice that these are thoughts which are claiming something or bringing some story here. And to look, is it really true in reality? Like I love to give that simple example with to think about the unicorn and to see that there is no unicorn in the room. There never was a unicorn. Unicorn as such exists as a content of thought only. Only.
You know, I had to see with the feeling. Or else I would have been seeking, if this is just my feeling, is just there was so much seeking with identity and thought that there's no way that the identity and thought's going to find anything, because it's not even real anyways, and it's not there. And
Yeah. Yeah, and still sticking started somewhere, somehow. There wasn't this energy and there was this pull towards something.
yeah, yeah.
As if this is seeking for itself.
It's almost like losing these glasses and looking all day, where are these glasses? And oh, that's right, they're on my head.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just such a relief. It's such a relief. I'm just there's so much gratitude.
I can
Oh
feel
my
that.
gosh, so much
Can feel
gratitude.
that.
And
Yeah,
there's
it is inevitable. Like the gratitude comes with seeing. Like it's so inevitable to feel the gratitude towards what? Towards this year? No, towards the whole expression of life, how it is appearing in this in each moment, moment by moment. I would like to ask you, can that be forgotten?
what's that?
Seeing through?
What seeing, can what be, say that again? What's the
Can,
question?
or is it possible to forget what is being seen? Is it possible to forget seeing through illusion? So is it possible to forget seeing through the illusion?
Hmm.
So just forget about that. Once it's seen, is it possible to forget?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it possible to forget seeing through the illusion? That's a good question.
Let's try another one. Is it so what is doing the seeing? Is it a thought which is doing the seeing?
No. Mm-mm. There's no thought.
Yeah.
It's possible to see through the thoughts, which are illusions, and maybe not remember what was seen that, in a day after, but there is there's no one seeing through the illusion or seeing a thought. That's beautiful. Oh, there's nothing through that.
Yeah, and also there is no need to remember that.
Yeah.
Because it is always already here the moment when it is looked at. It is reliable here, always. So no need to remember. Remembering comes from thought. Yeah, remember that beautiful experience, but this is not an experience. What we are reflecting here is not an experience. Because it doesn't come and it doesn't go anywhere.
It's always here. Do you find joy in doing these videos or interviews?
Yeah. A lot. It is not going to happen if there is no joy. I mean, joy is doing all of that somehow. Yeah, sometimes energy flows in a different direction. Sometimes there is no energy to record videos like that, or there is more energy to record different types of videos. But sometimes energy goes back again. And also, I noticed something recently. I'm curious to explore what's happening after this initial shift, more and more, because things are changing. There is deepening. There is this constant unwinding, and as if sinking deeper and deeper, and there is no bottom. Someone suggests that maybe 2 years ago, I don't remember, to start talking with people after 1 year, those who I have been interviewed, to speak with those after 1 year, to just check in what's going on, how life flows. Because, it is one thing to see through this false idea of the self, of a me being there in the center of the experience. And it's completely different thing to live like that daily life with that disembodied, to move like that through life.
To see the interactions with
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because patterns, emotional stuff, this is not going away. No. Yeah, and for everyone who is watching, and everyone who is out there and on this path, everyone who experienced that initial shift of seeing how everything is happening on its own, by itself. Notice what is happening in your daily life. Where seems to be a problem? Where is that an issue? This is an invitation to just check what's going on. This is life inviting you for a dance. And it's for all of us. I'm not saying I'm done. I'm never going to say that. And also, I'm sure you are not going to say that as well. You see what's going on. There is no feeling that I am done.
I guess in about a year, but yeah.
Because there is a constant opening. No one gets done. I would be quite suspicious if I hear that someone is done.
There's a curiosity. There's a big curiosity.
Lovely. Curiosity is a light, which is lightening.
Yeah.
And when we live when we live with curiosity, moving with curiosity is so sweet and so fresh. We don't know. There is just openness and curiosity. Also, I think we spoke a little bit in one of our meetings before we touched something with desires.
Mm.
There is this misconception also circulating that you should get rid of your desires.
Mm.
Yeah, and if the desires are on the behalf of a separate one, of this so-called ego, yeah, these are all selfish, limited.
Mm.
What else? Like,
There was a
but
time,
but there is a desire which is moving this
yes,
forward. This is nature, organic.
yes, yes, I hear what you're saying. There was, before this, there was the character doing a lot of affirmations for
Mhm.
like 2 years, and there was pleasantness and euphoric in doing it. There's a memory of that, but there was something and the way you put it in one of the meetings made sense. And then after doing this, there was always a knowing or just a feeling inside that didn't feel right. It just
Mhm.
felt like a neglecting of this or
Yeah.
whatever. It just didn't feel right. And so I even questioned you. I asked you about that, and and so it's just one thought on top of another. But um, yes, there's desires, but there's, like I shared with you in the group, there's a desire um, to move in a much more quieter environment in a
Mhm.
countryside, but there's um, no urgency
Yeah.
this time, or
And yet there is this not there is this acknowledging of that desire and the
there's a
oh
what?
acknowledging there is acknowledging of that desire, and also it is okay, there is okayness in that. Of course it's good to for that desire to be here. It doesn't mean that there is someone there desiring something desperately. No, there is just curious, innocent, sweet, tender desire
Mm.
for something, for change. Why not? This is how we moved in France. I share with you, the story. It just came. Why not?
Mhm. Mhm.
We didn't know where, how, we didn't know anything. No, nor that we know now, but yeah, we just we were being moved by desire, not by something else.
Mm.
I love that. I mean, I love that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Are there desires um, in this moment or happening, coming up for you?
At this moment, mm, hmm, not exactly. Maybe just a desire to have more tea. But that's just an impulse for something. Now, at the moment, it's quiet. How is it for you?
The same, just being here and conversing back and forth, even though there's no back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sweet. It's,
Mm.
hmm.
Let's see how we can end that beautiful conversation. So yeah, the story of Indira ended in Liberation Unleashed forum. So if you're curious, you can follow that and just sign up for a guide. Or not. What do you have something to say to those who are still seeking or wondering or fearing?
What I can say in this experience, what really helped me was really looking, just looking. Your experience is beautiful. However it unfolds, it's going to unfold just as it is. So there's no, I don't feel a sense of giving advice but that for me in this experience, seeing through was amazing for me. It was the pop. It was the pop. And this is so simple.
Yeah,
And everybody.
yeah.
And I'm not special by any means.
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
there's no specialness here. None.
Yeah, everyone is confirming that it is simple, really, because it is so simple that mind goes blank when it downs like the simplicity of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm. I'm so thrilled to make that happen, and I want to share with you that I appreciate so much your presence and contribution in the meetings, in the gatherings we have. I mean, so much value.
Yeah, there's just been a wanting to attend.
Yes, yeah, and just following that without any, I don't know, without what, without any goal or whatever, because these meetings are also happening without any intention. They are happening out of joy again. They cannot not happen. They're happening for how long, I don't know. We'll see for how long they will happen. So if you would like to attend one of those meetings, we are hosting them each Thursday, probably, almost. You can send me an email and I will put you in the mailing list and you will receive notifications. Also, if someone wants you to contact you, I can also put your email in the description, Indira.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, if someone wants to contact you, I will put your email.
Oh, sure.
If you are okay.
I'm totally okay with that. Mm-hmm. Sure. Open. There's open.
And yeah, see you soon.
Bye. Thank
Much
you.
love. Thank you, dear.